Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn to Unlearn. This is episode number 10, and we're calling this Understanding the Way of Earth. And there's a very good reason for it. So hold on and put on your seatbelts and sit down and enjoy the cruise. On the last episode, we touched on the inner demons, where cancer starts, how it holds on and stays inside you and develops as children, and how our abuse and dysfunction as children manifest themselves as sicknesses and diseases in the older years. That sounds like me. And we talked about how we can help to dislodge all of that and work on our own health. Well, today there's good news again. I have proof for you. Everything we need is right in front of us. About the work we have to do, about the tools that we need to do it, it's all there. And all we have to do is look in front of us and want to make a change. I think that's what it really is. I think that's what it's all about. It's to want to make a change, to want to heal. Because if you don't, you're just going to go out and go to McDonald's again, or go to the nearest Walgreens or pharmacy, and we're all in the state of denial now, as you can see by this image. Because most times that's what we do. We just decide to forget about it, to deny everything and bury it all. And isn't that what happens? Isn't that what the mind is really good at doing? And then on top of denying all that, what we do is we use our diseases and we use them as crutches, as weapons against other people in our daily fights, and because we know what's going on deep inside, and that's why we're sick. And it's all a choice that we have to make. And it's only got to do with us, nobody else. It's a choice that we individually have to make. I was told by my doctor, if you don't want to get off the couch yourself and do what you know that needs to be done to heal yourself, don't expect anybody else to do it for you or to even help you. It's that strong, and that's fact. That's natural law. You take the sap from this tree right here to heal, and that's chewing gum, and you take the sap from the tree right next to it, and it'll kill you. Because you should know better. If you're doing that, then it's too bad if you don't know. That's how natural law works. And speaking of natural law, it's really important for me to cover this, and it sounds like it's got nothing to do with the show itself, healing from cancer. Yes, it does, because we have to heal from the inside, and we have to understand what we're all about and where we come from. And the title says it really well, The Way of Earth. When Mother Earth feels less loved, she produces less. She's a living being. She's part of us. We come from her. These are all the things that we've heard before, and everybody goes, yeah, nice movie, but it's true. We all come from Earth. When we die, we go into the earth. When we're born, it's our mother gives us birth. That's it's all the sacred feminine, and there are books on that. So this is what I've been taught for the last 20 or 25 years or so. The way of Earth. Actually, it's the sacred feminine is what it is. And what happened to me personally was that when I started hearing natives talk, the language, the way they use the words, the way they make their phrases, it's not the same thing as Europeans when they talk. And one day I saw that meme on Facebook that said, "Show me how a man treats the smallest of animals, and I will show you how he will treat human beings, or how he treats human beings." Loving ourselves first is the answer, right? There's that cliche again. You can't love everybody else until you love yourself. Well, you know how true that is? And what happened to me was I was awakened to Mother Earth, to nature, by my teachings, by my experience in life, by all kinds of things, probably by the way I was so, discouraged and disgusted with humanity as a whole. Everybody is just me, myself, and I. Um, so when I got interested in nature, when I was attracted to nature, what happens is that it flips around and comes at you like a mirror, and you end up looking at yourself, and that's the love that you give to yourself. It's that simple, and it sounds simple, but it's really beautiful, and that's what happened to me. That's why I'm doing these shows, because I want to be able to share what I know with everybody. You have to love yourself, okay? And when you love yourself, then you learn how to be appreciative. And when you learn how to be appreciative, you become grateful. See, it's a step-by-step process. It's like a train. It's one wagon after another, but they're all going in the same direction. They all have to do with the same entity. This is how I'm healing myself, with gratitude. And I don't take that lightly. And I'll tell you about a man by the name of Tecumseh, Shawnee. He was from the Shawnee tribe in the Ohio River Valley here in the United States, Inc. And he was a teacher. He was a prophet. And I'll tell you about his quote in a second. But first, the spirit plate. And I'll be very quick on this, but it's something that I really have to tell you, because it's something that I do almost every time. Put it this way, I do it every time I think of doing it. And what it is, basically, if you're having noodles, okay, for lunch, whatever, you take, for anytime you're eating anything, you take a little bit of like maybe one strand of noodle and put it in a plate. If you're eating salad, you take, the different ingredients of the salad, what your heart tells you to do, and you put it in the plate. Piece of steak, take a little piece of steak off. I'd have a hard time doing that. But anyway, you do it, and you put it in the plate. And when you're done putting all this stuff in the plate, you go outside, and you leave it. Some people leave it under the nearest tree, which is beautiful. And you hold the tree, and you pray, and you say thank you to the earth for her sustenance. For helping sustain you, your life, your health, because it's not going to be in a box. We have to learn how to eat less of a box and more from nature, from the earth. And it's a healing process. You would not believe what it does. That combined with meditation, with prayer, with doing things for other people, and drinking less coffee. Yeah. So getting to Tecumseh very quickly, he's got this beautiful quote that says, if upon awakening you cannot find a reason to be grateful or thankful for your eyes opening, for your health, for your life, then the fault lies only in yourself. One thing I really have to mention before we move on, as you can imagine, this healing of mine, it can't be done while at the same time planning ahead like most people do for their shows. They plan ahead and they record ahead of time, and they have their own guests ahead of time. You can imagine this is not the case with me at all. It's no joke. This is week to week, day to day. The day after the last show, I was already working with notes and stuff like that for this week's show. Especially questions about the next show. Like, where does it all start? What are we going to do? How are we going to do this show? It's going from week to week. It's nothing like writing the scenario and everything. No, this is thinking about you guys, thinking about me, my healing, thinking about sharing. Oh, okay, this is what I did one day, and this is what I did the next. From the time when I stopped bleeding in the urine till now, it's phenomenal to see the progress, and if you're making progress or not. If you take care of your body will thank you. So where does it all start? It's like that quote, it all starts with us. I'd like to go even deeper than that. It all starts with earth, with appreciating the handful of soil. And people say, yeah, you're just exaggerating. Oh, you think so? Okay, check this out. There's two schools of thought from the way I see it. Okay, here's one. Excuse me. Here's one. America wastes over 40% of the food they produce throwing it away. Mom, I don't like this. Or you're in the restaurant. Well, throw it away, honey. You know, at restaurants, I have seen people get a beautiful plate in front of them and just take a few bites and then put the fork and the knife there, you know, slap the napkin on it and push it away. I've seen it. And for a person who does the spirit plate, which we'll get into in a second again, it's ouch, you know, it really hurts. So, but we come from, you and I, or the people that are interested in the show right now, we come from a very different school of thought. And it doesn't go back that far in history either. We can still get in touch with spirit if we want to, if we're ready to make the effort, make the sacrifice. If we really want to, they call it giving thanks. And it's not Thanksgiving. No, that's another show. If you want to hear about Thanksgiving, remind me, ask me, and we'll do a show especially on that. But this is it's for honoring the spirit plate. And listen to the difference in this next thought process, okay? Research the three sisters. The what? The three sisters. When you talk about learning about gardening and about planting, find out about the afterbirth of the newborn that was placed back into Mother Earth between the rows of plants in the garden. And I remembered which ones at one time, but it slips my mind right now. In ceremonial thanks to their mother for sustaining the people and nurturing them to health. It's as simple as that. See the difference in the words and in the language? Find out if you still can, because it's all becoming erased. Then the Indian here on Turtle Island should know better than anybody. We're living on their stolen land. And this is the way they did things for tens of thousands of years. And this is why Mother produced. I'm going to show that slide again about Mother producing, because she felt loved, and she produced like you would not believe. And to show that image, what it is 80 years difference in production of Earth. It's unbelievable. And yes, this show is about healing. I have to forgive my cough because I am smoking, and I have been for a while. But that's life, right? That's what happens. It's the show's about healing. The show's about healing back to something solid, like it used to be, or like it should be, something in good health. And that is the divide. It's the gap between nature and us. Okay, and it's been put in place on purpose, and there's a very good reason for it. We're literally taught to be afraid of nature. We're taught that when we're young, like, you know, the forest houses the worst of beasts, savages. Huh? You know, sound familiar? The key word here is fear. Okay, you've probably heard the adage, what man fears, he tends to hate, but what he hates, he needs to destroy. And that's where this lies, the whole scenario here. It's the same thing with nature. And look at what we're doing to her today. Okay, I don't have to go any further there. If you're interested in research, look up Oren Lyons, Lyons. You hear from him. You hear him speak and give thanks. He does a 20-minute speech before he starts talking, and you know, the kids are like, you know, or the graduates are sitting there like, you know, some of them are falling asleep literally on the shoulder of the next person over, you know, with their hats and everything and their gowns. He talks for 15 minutes about how the ceremony begins with the Iroquois, the Six Nations, for him. It's fascinating. So it's tradition, you know, and that's lost with time, and it's also lost for very good reason. That's what they want. They want you to lose touch with it. You know, how do we destroy a people? Well, destroy their base, land base, culture, language, and something else, tradition, I think. These are the lost secrets, and that's what the secret is to health, because Mother Earth is our medicine, and modern health, or modern medicine, is really what is trying to destroy that link to health, because if we're healthy, they will not make any money. As a doctor, that's the way it is. That's how I make money. If I can put you on a pill and see you every 3 months for the rest of your life, That's how we make money. If you come and see me and I give you a dietary or a healthy diet to get better, the chances are I'll never see you again. So they profit because we're unhealthy, and this is where I do not consent. So uh, this is why we have shows like this in place. What I'm letting you in on are the lost secrets, the one language that every living being spoke. And according to legend, it was the humans that forgot the language first. And so now nature is angry with us after being hunted down and destroyed for so long. It has lost all trust in us.